Hello, guys. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for. This is night early this time around, but we still have to do it, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you guys for joining. A very wonderful Friday. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for joining. I remain your host, Mitlai. Thank you for joining this wonderful Friday. I posted it earlier that I'll be coming on live slight early. I don't expect. I think a lot of people will expect us to actually join to be here quite late. Around like probably 10 p.m. Our normal time. But it's just that we just because of Valentine's, because of engagement and everything. So we just want to do it early and briefly. I don't want to cancel it altogether. That's the reason why I'm just coming up, because most of the news that we're going to be on today will not be there next week. So why can't we just discuss it today? So because it's about news, it's about what is trending, it's about what is happening. So you know, I just act like just to do it. We won't stay long today. So, an happy Valentine's to everyone. I hope you're enjoying your time. I also want to leave early too, so that some of you can actually go and have time and enjoy with Madame. And if you're Madame too, you have time to go and actually enjoy with Oga. So, thank you for that. So, thank you for that. So, I will start by there's this popular say. I used to say it every Friday that charity always begins at home. So I like to start from the home front, just like the Nigeria under 17 female national team, they will play against South Africa next month, around the time that the Super Eagles will also be playing against Rwanda. So South Africa will play against Nigeria. It's a two-legged game. It's a qualifier for the under 17 Women's World Cup that will take place in South Africa later in the year. So, coach of the team, Bankole Oluwokere, invited players to be part of the team. So, and players include Christiana Uzoma of Edo Queens. A lot of you that follows female football, you will know her from the last under 17 World Cup. Onichokpara of Imo Strikers, Maureen Enebili of Raymond Stars Ladies, Stella Emperor of Adamawa Queens. Those are the goalkeepers. And And so the midfielders actually the defenders actually Anna Ibrahim of Raymond Stars, Jumai Adebayo of Nigeria. If you know her very well, she was part of the last under 17 Women's World Cup too. Jennifer Ozaini of Greenfoot FC, Marilyn Edem of Nasarawa Amazons, Ogbonaya of Bayelsa Queens, Ifoma Ogbo Ebe of Greenfoot, Temilade Fafore of Awu Nyanem Queens, Saviv Isiafu of Jos. Just put Jos there. There's no team attached to it. Just midfielder Shakrat Moshood, the captain of the team now. She is the captain of the team. Shakrat Moshood. She will be playing. She plays for Bayelsa Queens. She was arguably the best player in the last under 17 World Cup, Women's World Cup. Mosut Rotimi of Nakamura Academy. Charles Onwabueze of Abia Aegis. Philomena or Ochanya of Nasarawa Amazons, Waliat Rotimi of Nakamura Academy, Azizat Oduntan of FC Robo, Fatima Solati of Danas Ladies, Queen Joseph of Fasla Academy, Shakirat Bashiru of New Generation SC. The forward actually was Chizom Onwachuku of Rivers Angels, Amoni Chidi of Imo Strikers, Sheung Fakunle of Ekiti Queens. I know that person. So and from of Ekiti Queens, Peace Effion of Rivers Angels, Favor Iregburam of Abia Angels, Christiana Sunday of Imo Strikers, Grace Saliu of Nigeria Raiders, Afesimi Oman of Adamawa Queens, and Anish Lowo this thing. So these are actually what the players invited. Is Nigeria against South Africa again? The ladies will play. I think they'll play their away leg first, and second leg is going to play at the Remo Star Stadium in the Kenya. So I wish them the very best of luck. The winner, we move on to the next stage and the final stage of qualifying for the World Cup. The World Cup is the expanded World Cup to accommodate more teams across the world. So, I hope that you guys can qualify because, we are playing South Africa. We need to qualify. We need to qualify. We need to qualify. The rivalry is crazy. We need to qualify. So that is that on the Flamingos. I wish them the very best of luck. And also my advice to the NFF. Since the Under-17 World Cup is now every year, I think the NFF need to have a female under-15 team. The female under-15 team will be like a feeders team to the under-17. That's my advice for them. The female team or 15 team will be like what? Like a feeders team to the under-17. It's very important. The last 3 editions that WAFU organized under-15 women championship, Nigeria did not attend. The last 3 editions, Nigeria did not present a team. Okay, I think they 2 years ago they sent a team, but the team was a horrible team. It's now time for Nigeria to participate in that type of competition. Under-15 is very important because it's going to serve as a feeders team to this under-20. Same thing. I'm going to go to the mains too. To the main. So that is actually what that. So, and that's now I want to talk about basically is the under-17. It's no longer news that CAF denied Nigeria the chance to participate at the next under-17 AFCON that will take place next month in Morocco. And there was no explanation that was based. There was no explanation. They were just saying that they wanted to actually expand it, that West Africa will have one. There was no explanation at all on that. But you can see everybody is having what? They're having 3 words. Representative. Only WAFU B and UNAF will be having only 2. In case you don't know, WAFU B, we have 7 countries in WAFU B and only 2 in UNIAF. So that you can know exactly why you think that is extremely unfair. Only 5 in UNAF, 7 in WAFU B. They're giving us equal amount of slots for the national championship. That is unfair. I think authorities too need to visit it and make sure that things go according to plan. That's the most important thing. So let me actually move on. So thank you guys for joining. Let me just ask. So guys on Instagram, I'm going to push you away now slightly and take you to YouTube. Go to Gans Football YouTube and go and join, guys. I know that this is earlier than scheduled. This is where we're coming earlier. We should be here at 10 o'clock, but because of today is Valentine, so I don't want to disturb some of you. We actually want to go out this night, so that's the reason why we actually was slightly earlier here. So guys, as you are joining, please like the video and as well share. And if you know someone that used to join this program, just tell them that you can be watching your Chelsea game or Getafe game and still be with us here, so that you will not miss any part of what we are trying to actually discuss. So thank you guys for joining. One eye on Brighton, thank you. One eye on the eye on Gans Football, thank you. Kelvin, my boss, you're looking good. Thank you. Monaco Matt, I also hear you on Instagram. So that is actually what that is that on the 17. The draws has been made, and let me just quickly show you the draws quickly. And so I don't need to go over the draws, but you can see it's already there. So let's move on. So the same thing too. They also made the under-20. This under 20 will qualify for the under 20. The under 20 will take place in Ivory Coast. So, and you can see Group 1, you have what? Cote d'Ivoire, you have 2. DR Congo, Ghana, Tanzania. Group 2, Nigeria, Egypt, South Africa, and Morocco. Nigeria, Group C, Senegal, Zambia, Kenya, and Sierra Leone. So that's actually what that's. And if you look at the way the things actually was, this is the first time ever that there will be 13 teams in the under 20 AFCON. And I don't want to blast anybody, but it's so disrespectful. It's so bad that CAF just not organized. During the Nigeria FC podcast about a few months ago, I said something that the way they structure the qualifiers of the under 20, that is meant to be 2 per zone. If the host is coming from your zone, there's going to be 1. But because they already said that Ghana qualified, so Ghana is meant to lose out of that AFCON. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. 17 teams, 13 teams. So if you are taking 13 teams here, what happened to under 17? Why can't you take 2 more teams so that you can see proper competition? A lot's happening there, but I just hope that we can actually address it. It's very important. So in this Nigeria group, we have Nigeria, Egypt, South Africa, Morocco. This is a group of death. South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, they are currently camping now. They are even playing friendly games. When I saw the South Africa under 20 list, I saw players playing the Dutch League, some players playing for Sundance, Lado Pirates, players playing competitive football. I saw the Moroccan team, players from AS Monaco first team already, players from Lyon, Lens, Amiens, Juventus. Egypt too, you have players from Al Ahly, Zamalek, Pyramid. You have teams like that. And when it comes to our own darling this thing, we are taking academy players. For me, I just think that the NFF should look for a way to revisit the selection criteria for the under 20 so that we can have the best players to represent Nigeria. I'm also hearing that you have to pay $5,000 for invitation. That is extremely very crazy. I don't know who is collecting the money, but it's so bad. You have to pay $5,000 for invitation. And as you can also see too, I'm not saying some people paid money, but they invited a non-league player from the UK. He said it's from Bolton. It's not from Bolton. He's playing non-league football. A non-league football, a player from non-league football. I saw one boy too. The boy was released by Aston Villa. The boy went to Ipswich Town. Is he called Abube Chuku? The boy went there. The boy played 3 games. After the third one, he got red card. He was horrible in those 3 games. And he got invited. My question is this. It's very simple. Who scouted those boys for Coach Ali Zubairu? Who scouted those boys? If there's no corner in those invitations, who scouted the boys? We have to ask those questions. But the issue is this: nobody is asking the question. I just hope that they get it right. I hope that they don't go there and disappoint Nigeria, because it's going to be a failure again if those boys just go there and fail to perform. What's it called? And for the NFF now, the NFF, they will need to train these boys very well. These boys, if you have a solid team, this team can play for Nigeria at the next Olympics. So why can't you just start your Olympic project now? Train these boys very well so that it can be useful for you at the next Olympic in USA in 2027. Sorry, 2028, sorry, 2028. Why? So I think the NFF should have a plan to train these boys now so that we can have a solid team for the next Olympic, except we don't want to qualify again for the next Olympics. I hope that Ibrahim Gusso is thinking along this line. I hope they are thinking, because everything is about strategy and planning. If you don't plan, you will fail. I wish Coach Ali Zubeiru the best of luck. The invitation has been shambolic and scandalous invitation, but I hope that any decision he's making, he will stay with it. I wish him the very best of luck. So, and also too, let me just talk about my under 17 quickly. My recommendations for under 17, since we are not participating in this under 17 again, the next under 17, why can't you start the preparation now, so that you will not face this embarrassment again? Super Eagles, the sport commission are the one responsible for the payment of everything now. So I don't know why Guzo is saying that they are busy. They should try and face what is necessary and assign people to wear what is necessary, so that at the end of the day, it's not going to be disappointment for us again. So, talking about moving forward, WAFU B, where we belong. I'm taking this now of official now. Where we belong, they have released their timetable for this year. So we should not say that we don't know. They have released their timetable for this year. Is that women clubs is going to be what? August 9 to 24. So the champions of Nigeria will play in this competition. Boys national team under 17, 11 September to 25. So that means that is already here. It's not as if, don't say that we don't know. Under 20, WAFU A, under 20 boys, October 7 to what? To 23. Women WAFU B championship for senior. Now, you know what? Why don't WAFU B? They are now organizing a new competition for women national team. So it's going to be what? November 3 to 16 this year. New competition. So I know that Nigeria will send their own base players to go and play. So I don't think it's going to be I don't think the Oshualas of this world will actually will come and participate. I think it's going to be for what? It's going to be for this. So that is that. So I'm going to take a quick break now. I will be back in a bit. Sorry, guys. Thank you guys for staying with me. Thank you for actually staying with me. Thank you guys for that, guys. So I'm going to move you on YouTube now. I'm going to move you. Guys, go and join on YouTube, and yeah, go and join on YouTube so that you will not miss any part of this thing. Go and join on YouTube. So I'm going to leave Instagram now, and guys, go and actually join on YouTube. Guys, go enjoy your YouTube. So yeah, so that's actually what that's about. About the cadet team. I hope that the NFF can actually learn from this and become actually bigger next time around. We don't want these embarrassments of not qualifying and have to beg for slots. We don't want that any longer. We want us to plan and be able to do well. That's the most important thing. And a lot of people ask me that why did I like under 17? Because under 17 is where we get our players from. Under 17 is the gold mine. Under 17 is where we get our boys from. So that's why I want under 17 team to succeed. That is it. So that is that on the day's thing. So let me just actually say that. So that is that. And okay, so let's just move on quickly now to the Super Eagles. It has to be the Super Eagles quickly. I have to move on to the Super Eagles and discuss quickly about the current situation of what's going on with Eric Sekuchile. So most of you actually saw this picture. You saw this picture when this actually what came out. It was he went to say hello to Moses Simon in France. He went to England to see some of the young players too, Alex Iwobi, Didi, Aribo. You know, he went to see all those guys too, and also too some Nigerian-born players. But pictures of that did not really come out. So Nigerian-born players too, you know, discuss with them to know exactly, just to meet them for the first time than the qualifier before the qualifiers. So at least get to know each other, introduce himself to them, and be able to have this chemistry before the World Cup qualifier starts in March. So I like this initiative. I like that, and I'm really happy that it went to Moses Simon. They discussed at length, they shared things together, and it was so comfortable, around Moses Simon. And the good thing is that Moses Simon too can also speak French, so the chemistry, and I think that's actually what really actually what good. And the comment I've been hearing from those meetings shows that he already explained everything that he will need them to do in those games against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. He wants to get the game first out of just out of the way. Get the game out of the way and make sure that it can now be able to change the team slightly further when they play in September, against South Africa and Rwanda. So he just want to get this game. And guys, let me just say something. If we win these 6 games, Nigeria will have 21 points. And for me, I think 21 points will be enough to qualify for the World Cup. But I don't think we have 21 points. I don't think so. I don't think Nigeria will have 21 points. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. I just think that we might probably we might probably just slip up one way or the other. But I think he's targeting to win all those 6 games and be able to actually to do well. So so that is actually what my take on that. I hope that he gets well. So, and there'll be reports that he's going to be in Spain, but we've not seen pictures. He's going to be watching the Girona and Getafe game today. I think that game should be going on by now. There's the reports too that's going to be watching those games between Getafe and and Girona. But I don't know. I don't have any information to that. Maybe he's there today, or the plan is not is no longer actually going there. So, but this is a good thing. It had meetings with with some big players online that he could not visit physically, but the ones he could travel, visa free, and everything, he actually he went there. So that's actually the most important thing. And also good news is that some of our players are returning back to action. Semi Ajayi played for West Brom under 21. So, and if he could play first team football this weekend or next weekend, I think that's going to be a very good news. He also saw Semi Ajayi too when he was in England. So Balogun, I don't know how far off Balogun is to full fitness, and also to Adama Lukman is close to returning to Atlanta. I just hope that the injury is very well. I hope that they don't rush him back. I hope that they don't actually they don't rush him back to full fitness, because they are currently trailing in their Champions League game against Onyedika's Club Brugge. So they've been clamor that they want Lookman back. The team doesn't have bite in the attack. So I hope that they don't rush him back. But we also want him to be fit and be ready to play against Rwanda and actually Zimbabwe in Uyo. So kudos to Eric Chile, kudos to what he's doing currently. And like when somebody is being proactive, I like, and some of the players that have been invited, they know themselves already. So it's not as if those players that was being invited know themselves. The players you saw on those pictures, players you see, you saw the pictures, in England and in France. So you know that those guys, they're actually on the list. They have been invited on the list. So, and this is Eric Chile, whose assistant. They are just trying to explain what they wanted to do to Moses Simon. So the guys you saw those pictures with and everything, those guys made the list. So there's no ifs or buts there. The only thing that could happen, I would say, God forbid, is that any of them to get injured. If any of them actually got injured, that means that they might not probably actually make the team. But for now, those guys you saw in those pictures, they are names actually on the list. So yeah, so let me just move on. Let's move on from that one quickly. I really want to, I don't want to stay long at all today, because I want people to be able to go and enjoy their Valentine with their loved ones, today. So now let me just look at countdown. But before I go to the countdown, I want to just talk to you about a news that came out from South Africa. About news that Benin Republic game, the Benin Republic match, the match between Benin Republic and actually South Africa will be taking place in South Africa. The match between Benin Republic and South Africa will be taking place in South Africa. We actually take place in South Africa. We got that news that is going to be played at the Peter Makobo Stadium in South Africa. But I can now. I'm coming. Let me just. I'm coming. Sorry, guys. I just want to try and tell you. So the game between South Africa, the game between Benin Republic and South Africa, there was a report that came out that the game will be played at the Peter Makobo Stadium in St. Petersburg in South Africa. So, but I'm also getting another report from someone, very close to South Africa. The person did not tell me where the game will be played, but the person told me that after what's it called? After he said that let me just tell you the statement on how this will actually read, so that I can read it out for you word for word. The statement about what's going to be happening in South Africa. So I'm just going to read that out for you quickly, so that it can be word for word exactly. We know, yeah. So let me just read it out for you. So that Bafana will host 226 World Cup qualifier against Lesotho at the Peter Mokaba Stadium in Polokwane next month. Coach Hugo Bruce charges host their Kosafa neighbors in Limpopo province on Friday, 21st of March, 2025. And they will now fly to Benin Republic with a chartered flight. They will now fly to Benin Republic with a chartered flight in the second qualifier few days later. So they are leaving South Africa with a chartered flight. That is different from the information that we got. We saw on Being website that the game between Benin Republic and South Africa will be played at the Peter Okaba Stadium in Polokwane next month. But news coming out today now is that the game will no longer take place at that stadium, that the game will be played at, even I'm hearing that it's going to be played in Cotonou. So I don't know, maybe CAF already approved the stadium of Benin Republic. I don't know about that. But I also dig deep too. I went to their pitch and went to Benin Republic. Their team are preparing for AFCON qualifier, for women AFCON qualifier. So I went to that stadium and I realized that the stadium is in a good shape. It's in a good shape. Maybe they're waiting for CAF to approve the stadium. Maybe they're waiting for CAF to actually to approve the stadium, so they can actually use the stadium for the game against South Africa, or they want to play the game in Ivory Coast. But as of today, 14th of February 2025, the game between Benin Republic and South Africa will not take place in South Africa for now. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. Maybe CAF will force Benin Republic to go and play in South Africa. We don't know what will happen. But what I'm hearing is that the chartered flight will have been booked for them to fly out of South Africa after the game against Benin Republic, after the game against Lesotho. So I think it's a good news for me, because if you want to play against your opponent, you do everything possible to have the advantage towards yourself. You can't go and be playing your opponents in their own backyard and you expect to have that home advantage. That is practically impossible. So for me, I'm happy with the news. Let's hope that it's actually true, that they will not be there. But this is coming from a South African website. It's coming from a SAFA website. So it's coming from a SAFA website. So it's not as if someone a roadside talk is coming from. It's like NFF releasing statements of their plan. So that is what is coming out. So I don't think I can doubt the originality of this news. I think that is that, and I'm happy that Benin Republic to want to qualify for this World Cup. So good. So yes. So yeah. So that's a good news. That's a good news for me, and I'm really actually happy about that. So at least let them be like a level playing field. Let at least Benin Republic have the advantage over themselves. For me, the game Benin played against South Africa in the first match of this World Cup qualifier, the Benin Republic wasn't that good then, but it was a narrow win for South Africa. So I think that if they are better now, they can do well. So I wish them the very best of luck. It's going to be very interesting. So when the time comes towards the qualifier, I will give you my own prediction about what I think will happen in those qualifiers. But let me just tell you my own early prediction. Based on my investigation, based on some of my analysis, early analysis, for me, South Africa against Lesotho. If you see a draw in that game, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. South Africa against Lesotho, if you see a draw in that game, don't be surprised. Don't worry, that is not for today. I will still come and give you my own prediction about what I think will happen in that game and where I think the pendulum will swing. But this is a game, a match. South Africa against Lesotho has been confirmed for the Peter Makoba Stadium in Polokwane, March 21st. Zimbabwe against Benin Republic has been confirmed for Johannesburg in South Africa. Rwanda against Nigeria have been confirmed for Stade the Amahoro Stadium. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Nigerian time. 8 p.m. Nigerian time. start the Amaro Stadium, Kigali, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. And that's the early time. I don't know, maybe there's going to be any changes in time. That's what they actually want to wrote here. So I've confirmed those times. I wish them the very best of luck. So let me just go to my quick countdown, and I will give some people too opportunity if you want to join in quickly, and actually what join. I'm going to put the link in here. I'm going to put the link in here. Put the link in here, but I might not be able to bring you on now. I might still have to discuss this final part before I actually want to bring you on. So thank you guys. Let me just I'll be back in a sec. Back again. So let's now look at the final stage, the final part of this program today. But before that, I don't want to ignore those that have been sending comments in here. So guys, please like and share. I know that we're coming in early today, but don't worry, you can still like and actually watch here. Some people are vexing for us already. That's why do we come early today? It's because of Valentine. People want to go out late in the night, want to enjoy with their family and so on. We don't want to make it too, so Madame will not be upset with us. That's the reason why we said that, okay, let's do it early so that people can go out. Likewise, me too. Go out and actually enjoy and actually have a lovely time with their loved ones. So I'm going to just take some quick comments too before I go to the final stage. So Salam to Ayu, my friend from Canada. Thank you for joining. Maloku, good evening, bro. Good job. Thank you, Dad. And also too, what about people when you get loved ones? Biggie, don't worry, God will provide. So actually, like I said, I saw on Russia men's team Instagram page that the Super Eagles and Russia will play June FIFA window. Please outreach that. I don't know have any information to that, but let me try and confirm from a Russian this thing too, because if the NFF if the NFF is actually what I've not confirmed that, because for Russia to post it, that means that it's been confirmed. But the NFF did not post anything, and the guy running the NFF now is very active. So if there's something there, I think that they'll have posted it. I can see my first caller here. Chris is already in the background here. Chris, just give me a sec. Let me just read all the comments. Odubayo, it's a good one. The match should be played in Benin or any other places but South Africa. Thank you. That's the spirit of fairness and equity. Well, how would I call it? In the spirit of fairness, I think the game should not be played in South Africa. So, as he said, that's a good one. Good news. And that's actually what a good news. So, I'm going to bring my first caller in because I don't want to keep him waiting. I'm going to bring my first caller in. Then we're going to dive into the issues of actually what happened today before we go to the countdown. The countdown, before I bring my caller, most of you gathered here, I told you that how Nigeria can beat Rwanda. Now, today, I'm going to talk about what we need to do to avoid a surprise, to avoid being beaten, to avoid any shock from Rwanda. I'm going to talk about that one today. And it's very easy. What we need to do is very easy. I hope Coach Eric Shekuchele is listening to me today. But before I go into that, I want to bring my first caller in. A regular caller on this program is Chris, based in Germany. Chris, thank you for joining. Nice to see you again. So
nice.
Happy Valentine to you over there in Germany.
Thank you, bro. Same to you.
Good evening. So what is going on? So just tell me the contribution.
My contribution in regards to the under 17
Yeah.
And the two players that you say they called, the reason why we go through these situations is because we have a president that doesn't know anything about football.
Yeah.
Because this is something that, I mean, like, what exactly do they do at that White House? They called like the office. What exactly do they do? Because a federation that focuses on the only thing you do is manage the football, like the different levels of the teams. You're supposed to know that, okay, you have a timetable that we are working. Okay, on the 17th is also time. Now we draft players that we need to call on. But it's like we just, the same thing happening again. And like we always say here, they only focus on the Super Eagles. They don't care about the other stage. And that's the reason why we end up depending on calling, foreign-born players, because we are not we are not doing what we're supposed to do in terms of creating a pathway where we get players that go through the different levels from under 17 to under 20, under 21, and to the Super Eagles. So now we have to go beg someone from that already went through that process from the young this in under 16s or under 14s to that level, and then we'll go ask them to come play for us instead of doing the same thing back home. So it's really, really frustrating. It's really frustrating. So I just hope that somehow we can get past that stage where we have to, where our different levels of football is not performing as well as the Super Eagles. And that's just the thing for me. And also, in regards to the South Africa and Benin game, it's good that they're not playing that game in South Africa, because I also don't think that, I mean, I'm sure like the Benin players would have said to themselves, like, why do we have to play South Africa? Like, is this game is supposed to be in Benin? So if you can't play in Benin, we should play somewhere else instead of playing in South Africa, because it's very unfair to them. It's something where the South African FA can rally up a lot of people. The stadium is filled with South Africans. You understand? So what? And there's no, and also not even only that. You know how we are in African football, where the hotel where they get to stay maybe is not comfortable for them. The changing room is not comfortable for them. All those things they can. It's just not something that the teams in that group should just look away. It's something that they have to say, no, it can't happen, because there's so many things that South Africa can do to make them uncomfortable and not be able to perform the way they're supposed to perform in that game. So it's good to know that it's not going to be played in South Africa.
I think it's coming from the official website now of South African Football Federation. So I think that there's going to be more truth to that, because it's going to take a flight, shut flight straight away to Benin Republic and be played. The game is going to be played there. That's what I actually want to say. So that means that we should disregard any other news coming from anywhere, either one is coming from Safa. But I just hope that they are not trying to force Benin Republic to play in South Africa.
They can't force them now. They can't force them.
Yeah, and and the one funny thing is that Benin and South Africa, they'll be leaving. Benin will play against Zimbabwe in South Africa. The same day, South Africa is playing against Lesotho. So that's why they were trying to say that why can't you just wait behind and just play against Africa there now to avoid the cost of travel?
It's not fair now. It's not fair.
It's not fair to avoid cost.
Their fans need to experience that game.
Yes.
This is a World Cup qualifier. It's not just like a random game. It's a World Cup qualifier. Those guys, every player's dream is to play the Champions League and the World Cup.
Yes.
So that's like the biggest stage for them. So their fans need to also be able to support their players.
Yes. Yeah.
And hopefully, and hopefully they can put up a performance, and we can have like a group where everybody's fighting, and not where one team is getting an advantage just because of the fact that they have better infrastructures, which is also you can't blame South Africa for that.
Before I move on to the final stage, the coach of South Africa said that 16 points would be enough to qualify for the World Cup. Do you think so?
I think we have 6 games left now, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think I think so. You should, because if you look at the first 3 teams that have 7 points, right? South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
Benin, and Rwanda. So it's
Yeah.
not like in a situation where there's one team with the bigger points and the other one. So it's gonna be a game where like, and it's also a good thing for us because we are like just in that shadow, like in that back like that. While they are busy tussling, we just zoom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very good that they all have that 7 points, so they can fight,
Yeah.
fight, fight, fight. And we all know
Yeah.
that what the one thing that we have been crying for since is to have a coach that can utilize these players and get the best out of them.
Yeah.
All we need is for Eric
Mm-hmm.
to build a team that can go on a six game run and just pop
Mm-hmm.
pop and just give us that.
Yeah.
Because it's not like as if we don't have the talent. We have the
Mm-hmm.
players. From back to forward, we have the players.
Yeah.
So now we can say we have the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And if Eric should put things together well, I don't see any reason why we can't win those 6 games.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah.
see any reason. The only game I feel like will probably have like a difficult is gonna be the game against South Africa and South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the game that. But if Eric, gets to do what he's supposed to do, I think we should be able to. Speak
Mm-hmm.
like it's like we have players, man. Like we
Yeah.
should be able to be slapping teams like 6-0,
And
like team like Rwanda.
let me just talk to you about the African game. See, all of us we don't investigate tire. I know even when Chile we know. Let me tell you something. The time we face Africa, the South African league will be on break. Their league will resume September 14. And we will play them before them. So they are going to be in like pre-season mode, not in the thick of action. So that's one. Because I remember when they played against Uganda in September, if you remember the game in the AFCON qualifier, they drew 2-2. They were not fit. They were not fit enough in that game. So let me just try and get Aidosun in here and ask you this question. Aidosun, these comments, before I go to my last segment, these comments say that I know him very well from Birmingham, say that strange that the last time Eagles won a World Cup qualifier match is November 2021 versus Liberia. That starts worries me. Aidosun, what do you think of that?
I think I
4
share
years
this.
ago.
I
Going
think
to
I
4 years.
share this. Thank you very much for having me. Chris, how are you doing? I think I share the same sentiment with Anthony Adi. I share the same sentiments with him. I think when we're supposed to take that advantage of being so small teams, we didn't. So I share the same sentiment with him. But what I believe now is that the stage at which our boys now and the stage we are now, everybody want to put in their effort, their best, just to win, just to win. And like I said, we all remember what happened when we lost the World Cup to Ghana. You saw our people in particular. I saw the way Albo was crying. These boys were crying. Even these guys too, they believe that the only way for them to count their professional career is for them to qualify for the World Cup. So I feel that these guys too, they will want to do everything they can. You can see that some of these guys, they are almost approaching their mid-20s, So they want to, and World Cup every 4 years. So they want to put in all their efforts, to win, to win. So I feel like I said earlier on, I share same sentiments, but I believe that the boys are ready to overturn that record. They are ready to overturn that record.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. Let me just say something. See, I'm even happy that the message Chile is passing to those boys is that let's go to World Cup together. Let's go and win AFCON together. Let's go to the World Cup together. And I think that one too, because of his age and because of his exposure. I'm not lying to you. A lot of people don't know this guy. This guy might look humble. He gets that part though. Eric Chile. He gets showed that part. Like
he's French now.
He heard the tunnel. No, don't joke. Oh. I've already did some investigation about him. He read the tunnel. It doesn't take nonsense. So I'm happy. And those that I was scared that could cause division in camp, at least one is out of camp, is clubless. One is out of form. The other one is in a league that cannot be called. So I'm happy that at least those set of players are not in the Super Eagles now. So I'm happy that they will not be called up because those three players, I don't want to mention their name, they did not make the provisional list.
I can mention a name.
No. So one is not club, one is out of form, one is in one league that is not really okay. So, and it's not been last time Super Eagles, it was a crossfit pass that he played that led to, So I don't want to go into the so I'm happy that the team actually work together and they will play for this manager. That's the most I'm very happy. I'm optimistic that I think the pendulum will swing to Nigeria's favor and we don't actually want to do well. So now I still want you all to actually still stay with me. I want to look at even how we are confident. I also did some research about Rwanda. I can tell you that for the past 2.5 months, their goalkeeper has never been in goal for Kaizer Chiefs. I'm telling you, has never been in goal. Is that out of the team or on the bench? Their defenders, one that played for Zira in Azerbaijan, is not playing.
That's the goalkeeper they signed over Wabali, right?
Yeah. The goalkeeper is solid, but I'm like to you, the guy has been chipping in, So I did some investigations about him. In fact, they now favor their own South African over the boy. So the boy is just on the bench now. He's been on the bench. I don't know, maybe they go to loan him to T Galaxy again, or I don't know. But the boy, yes, and the boy has not been actually be happy. So, and I'm investigating some of the things about Rwanda too. I realized that their house are not really in order. There's no coach, in honesty. But I know that the coach that they have currently, we want to follow the template they use against Nigeria and Uyo and actually beat Nigeria. So, Kelvin, just hold on there. Hold on there, Kelvin. I'm going to come for you. But before I want to go to the last segment before we wrap up, and I want to run through it and I want you guys to make comments on it. So, I went through some of the games, what to avoid against Rwanda. And I realized that there's a pattern to their game. And this pattern is noticeable in the World Cup qualifier, in the AFCON qualifier, in all the game that Austin Spitler coached Rwanda. It's obvious. So look at this game. Immediately, this was in Rwanda. Immediately they get the ball, get to the wings, they cross the ball. They don't want to play you in the middle. The only team that they had possession in the middle against was the Republic and actually was Rwanda. I cannot see Oladipo Ainde when I take comments from my people here. So the same thing you can see, they run through the wings, and that's one of the things I actually was really observed from one of their games. One thing that I also see basically is this: they tempt you that they want to play from the back. They are not playing from the back, because they don't have midfielders that can handle the ball, dictate the pace of the game. They don't have that, especially when they are playing against oppositions that are very dangerous. So what they do is this: they tend to play from the back. They now, you can mute yourself, please. They you can mute yourself, please. Yeah, they play from the back. They will now launch the ball forward to their winger. If the winger wins it from there, you see exactly and how they actually want try to actually attack the opposition. That's actually what they normally do. So the pattern is always there. And you see, this is what they go against Rwanda, against Libya. You cross the ball one time. The same thing too. Can you see? That was the captain trying to cross the ball one time. The same thing against Nigeria too. I'm going to show you that clip against Nigeria. This was against Nigeria too. I'm going to show you the clip against Nigeria. That against Nigeria. Can you see the same thing? They give the guy the ball. He passed one time. You know, the same thing. But this against Nigeria, this ball was well defended. The guy now played for Ali Tripoli now in Libya. The boy was formerly playing in Ukraine. So the same pattern you see, and I told you the type of runs they actually they make. What's it called? So you can see. So when they are building up, this is how they build up from the back. You can see they are trying to invite press from the opposition. So when they invite those press from the opposition, they will now launch the ball because they expect that space will open up at the back from the opposition. They will now launch the ball. So that's how they got Nigeria in the game in Kigali. After they got the Guavon, they invite pressure and they launch the ball directly. Can you see the difference between Benin Republic and Nigeria is this? This against this Benin Republic. They were pressing Rwanda. Can you see? 4 against 4. So you know what happened here? They won the ball. So Rwandans tend to play from the back, but they are not strong. They are not skillful. Let me now show you the Nigerian one. The press from Nigeria. I think I captured the press from Nigeria. I hope I captured the press from Nigeria so that you can see the difference. I hope I captured that press from Nigeria. This is the press from Nigeria. Can you see? This is the press from Nigeria. Can you see the difference between the Republic press and the press from Nigeria? You can see. So look at where they were just it's not organized press. You can see. So they launched the ball and they attacked Nigeria from that area. You can see that where I put that blue cross there was nobody there. There was no Rwanda player there because they don't care playing from the middle. They don't care. They don't have the players. All they want to do is play to the wings. And that was exactly what they actually what they did. So that was the difference. You know, they tend to play from the middle, but what they want to do basically is this: they launch the ball. So another slide I want to show you about them is this. This run you see here is a constant run they do all the game. The guy I circled in black here is called Ungisha. He plays for APR of Rwanda. It's a police club in Rwanda. The guy will hold the ball, will wait for a run from the left back. They will cross the ball. That's what they have been doing, and I'm going to show you different clips of that. You can see that's Ungisha again, waiting for that run to cross the ball. So that's what they do, just to make sure that they overload the area. So you can see move from the middle too, waiting for the right back to actually run. That was against Nigeria, and you can see. So one of the things that actually was observed against this was, can you see that run too against the Republic? But this slide against Nigeria was really alarming. It was a simple long ball. Can you see the guy I circled there? There were 2 midfielders, Ndidi and Dele Bashiru. Can you see where they are? Why? Can you see? It was just crazy. It was just actually crazy. You know, that's one of the reasons why I think that the man that left the job should not get the job on a permanent basis. It was so horrible. So, and let me just see this slide. Okay, this was against the Republic at home. And there was one thing I wanted to highlight finally before I bring your guys' opinion. So this was the goal we considered. Can you see? Zonal marking. This was zonal marking against Rwanda. My brother, these guys did not practice this thing well in training. they did not practice this thing well in training. I don't have the right to play the video. I'll play the video. They did not practice this thing very well in training. You can see the way they line up. The three guys you see, that Rwanda, you say there's 3 Rwanda players on the spot there. One of them scored that goal. When you want to do, see, all these other markers, the people Nigeria is 1-on-1, 1v1 marking. One mark, charge, wrestle, charge. This zonal team, the favor. They're not in their club side. They don't have time to practice all these things. So it was a goal. That was a good goal straight away. And that was how we considered. So for me, it showed in this game that they did not practice that zonal marking very well. So, and the final one was this. This was so embarrassing. And Bright Samuel should not be will not be happy when he sees a clip like this. It was just ball watching. Actually, what got this ball? Can you see that? That's I'm not talking about that wrong. Their winger will hold the ball. Can you see that left back? That long arrow is that left back making that run. That's what they do. The right back and left back, they normally attack the spaces left behind by their wingers to go and cross the ball. And they crossed the ball. And that was how they scored. That was the goal. So the 3 ways you can stop them. I'm advising Chile, press them high. They don't have players good on the ball. But when you press them high, don't play high. When you press, I know it's so difficult to maintain your back 4 when you press them high. So I just believe that you press them high, but make sure that you don't leave spaces too much behind. When you are going for it, go for it once. And win the ball early, attack them, take the pace of the game. They don't like to play through the middle. Make sure they play through the middle. Take the ball, attack them, make sure they play through the middle. And when they play through the middle, they're going to be in problem. So that is actually what that about my observation and how Rwanda can hurt us and what you should avoid before we get to this issue. So let me just bring Ladipo. You're already on Ladipo. So let me just ask you. I have to leave in like 3 minutes now or 4 minutes. So let me ask Chris first. Chris, your take. What do you think we can do to avoid a shock from Rwanda? I've already explained how they play. I've already explained those areas for you. What do you think we can do to avoid
it? I think what we really need to do, which we've all been crying out for since, is we need midfielders. We need midfielders that can run. We need midfielders that can, that can press. Like when you did the breakdown for Chile's first game against, was it Congo DR?
Yeah.
We saw the way he set up. We saw the way his midfielders were playing. If you go back and look at the game against South Africa that they played, you see how they were pressing South Africa. They blocked all those channels to make sure that South Africa didn't play their games.
Yeah.
So for Chile to be for him to be able to achieve what he needs to achieve, he needs to what's the word? He needs to build that midfield. Because for the past how many years now, we've been having a situation where when the call-up list drops, we see only 4 midfielders.
Yeah.
And most of these midfielders are not even midfielders that have, the profiles that we need. They're most the same, repeating the same thing. So you can, and that's the reason why we struggled against Rwanda. We struggled against Benin. And we struggled against Libya. So we need him once he gets those midfielders. And the midfielder that I'm looking forward to, I feel like is going to really, really be very good for Eric in this in his system. Is this guy from Getafe, because I've been watching him recently, the Crisantos guy. The way he moves. I'm about to say something. It might sound crazy to you guys, but I think
he scored today again.
Yeah, this guy is the closest thing we have to Yaya Toure. I'm sorry, guys. I have to say it. That is my own. That is my own from watching him, because he's everywhere. He's like, I think in Gaddafi they gave him like a free roll. Like he's everywhere. And the way he moves with the ball, his touches, the way he runs with the ball. He's always on the move. These are midfielders we need. I mean, the other day on Gan Football, I saw a video of our senior man trying to control the ball in the midfield. And these are not kind of mistake we'll be expecting our players to make in these qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see these teams, they are hungry. These guys are hungry. Mm-hmm. They want to go to the World Cup. Mm-hmm. They want to go to if a country like Rwanda has 7 points, they're not going to come and play Nigeria and sit down and allow Nigeria to win.
No.
You understand? So they have 7 points. They will remind themselves, but they remind themselves that we have 7 points. They have 3. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to come and just take that point anymore. So that's why I said that for any player that Eric is going to pick, that player must be ready to give 1,000% on that pitch.
Yes.
Not a player that will just come and do that. I be chairman now. Make I just examine how we be. We need players that will look at Rwanda and say, "Look, you have done. You have tried, but we'll take it from here."
Yeah. In all honesty, if like the Super Eagles, all these players are talking about, these U20 status, they will captain Rwanda. They will be the best. They will be a king in Rwanda.
Exactly.
So in my opinion, I just think that the guys need the right direction to actually go to the next level. I just did like a quick analysis, quick one about Rwanda. What did they do right, and why you think that 7 points in the World Cup qualifier, and why they have they had 8 points in the AFCON qualifier. I told you exactly what they normally do when they want to hurt teams. I didn't talk about how they defend. They defend with like a diamond midfield. They stop you from playing, so they force you through the wings. It's okay. They don't want you to play them. But the problem is this: the team that normally beat Rwanda are the team that they will now force them to play in that middle. They will not dribble them. That's the team that takes the game away from Rwanda. I don't know. What's your take about this game and this direction the team is actually heading? Do you think that what I analyzed about how Rwanda can hurt us, can we handle it on that day?
Thank you for having me. I think and I believe we can handle them. When we say Rwanda having 7 points, I watched some of their matches and their allies. I'm sorry to say this, not that they were that fantastic, but because I will say this, because we have lost respect on the pitch. That's why I'm sorry. I always say this, that I will blame it on the level of players will be inviting. When I would have the players that can get the job done. We have the players that can press and deal with the Rwandese, even the midfield, and can block them from the playing. Can block them from playing from the wings. All we need is that what we call discipline from our players.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we need from our players. I would have the materials. Like these guys, like Chris said, I don't have anything against inviting the players to the team. I just don't want players to be invited when we are under pressure, so that they will not be overwhelmed with the pressure. Like Chris said, all our players, we captain. There's no Super player that will not captain the Rwanda national team. So what's that? Our players, if we can, if we can up our game and bring about that discipline we've been talking about, I'm telling you, we have everything it takes to tame the Rwandese. We have everything it takes to tame them. See, Smith, the match that they beat South Africa, I will tell you, one, I think the pitch, because of the rain, won against the South Africans. And I can tell you that the South Africans outplayed them. If we can take our chances, I think we have all it takes to deal with the Rwandese. And I will blame the last clause on the coach because we don't have coaches that are match leaders. I don't think our coaches scouts our opponents because if the last coach, if they did scouted scout the opponents, I'm sure they would have seen all their way their style of play, and they would have been able to match them. But going forward, like I said, I'm giving my support to Eric Chelle, and I know that Eric Chelle and his backroom staffs, they must have been scouting the Rwandese and other opponents, and they were plotting their ways of dealing with them. And I like what you said about Richelle, that he told the boys, let us go to the World Cup together. These guys want to go to the World Cup. They have teammates that are going to World Cup. They all want to go back to their clubs and say, oh, look at how we played at the World Cup. I'm still saying we have the materials, we have the tools, we have everything it takes to take the Rwandese. That just fits it.
Thank you. Let me just remind some people. I go to my friend Ladipo. Let me just remind some people. See, if we did not top the group, there's still a chance to qualify for the World Cup, but it's so horrible chance. You have to be the top 4, top best place team, number 4. You have to now play a semi-final. You play yourself in November next year against each other. The winner will now go and play against an Oceanian team, an Asian team in America. That's a long journey to qualifying for the World Cup. For me, I still think that the African team that will be part of that best place team will qualify, because playing against Oceania, playing against this thing, I think so. So let me just say a quick one quickly. It's diversion slightly. It's like they will start this Maresca, but let me just say, let me just go to Oladipo. Let me just ask you your opinion and about what we have discussed today.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Mr. Didotson, my brother, Chris,
Ladib.
and Mr. Kevin.
How are you doing?
Very well, sir. So first thing is, I think it's a blessing that we lost our first 2 games in the games under Finidi, because it would have been a disaster. Because if he had won, maybe the way we used to win by luck, 1-0, 1-0, and then they will leave him there because he pays them financially and everything, and then maybe he just draws the next 2-3 games, and they are still there contemplating. Then he lost the remaining 2 games. It would have been the greatest disaster. So it's good we had lost it in that way. So yeah, that's for that. And then secondly, I feel like from the games we had seen, I think we can win this game from midfield. Imagine that video you posted now. Iheanacho in the middle, someone that does not have stamina in the middle of people that eat akpu every day. He can't control a midfield from them now, because I know he played midfield that day. Am I right? So there's no how we are going to control that game if Iheanacho is controlling our midfield against these guys that they are training under sun.
It was just
heavily.
falling.
Yeah, it was just falling. So the stamina was not there. So I think if Eric Taylor can just know how to assemble proper hungry midfielder that are very strong, like Onyeka, Frank Onyeka. I believe that guy so much. If you have Onyeka's type and this guy in Club Brugge, I don't know if these new English boys they want to integrate. I'm not sure they can play this.
They can play this fixture. I don't think so.
Yes, but for
One
me,
of them, his document is on ready. I will not mention him now, so that it will not be debunked.
okay, yeah. But for me, Frank Onyeka and the other Onyedika,
Rafael Hidika.
Rafael Onyedika, Frank Onyeka, not in DD, please, and one nice midfielder, not in DD, one nice midfielder, because in DD is already sluggish. It's like Indomie noodles. It's not what we want for this thing. We need hungry players that are very, very strong and agile. So
Okay, I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you think that the way Maresca played as up front,
Yes.
do you think that Chile should try him?
No, not in African level. You should not try him. You should not try him.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with Maresca. Me, I'm a Chelsea fan.
Mm-hmm.
See, anything Chelsea and Nigeria. That's the two things that have brought tears out of my eyes. I love them with passion. So, the first time I cried, water dropped off my eyes was when Argentina scored that bad goal in 2018 that we didn't qualify. I was just, I don't know what to do. I was soaked. Then for Chelsea, I don't play with Chelsea, but that Maresca guy, man, I don't know. I don't know. He's very good. He's a good coach. I don't know what's wrong with him. I just don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know. He's a very, very good coach. I mean, I don't want to sound like that, but I feel like this e-lock of what Chelsea did to Abramovich is just happening to Chelsea. Chelsea is just I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, it's just unlucky.
Thank you. Fantastic. He always add this thing to your, the comedy part is what. So Kevin, quickly, because we're already out of time. Kevin, quick. So, Chris, let me just allow you. I'm going to release you because we're already wrapping up. I go find time, call you tomorrow. We have to discuss some few things together. So, Chris, thank you for actually joining.
All right.
And thank you for also joining too. So you can just speak from your own end. So Calvin, quickly.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. So where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Dubai.
Okay, Dubai. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. You're a good football fan, I would say. Really. You keep on some good things regarding Super Eagles. See, Rwanda is no team, no match to Nigeria in any way.
Well, Kola is laughing.
No, I will tell you, to be honest with you, they play good football. Football, you can't underrate anybody. But Nigeria, a country of almost 300 million people, we have all the talents in the world. We should be competing with England, Argentina, Spain. I'm telling you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He chip on something. I'm going to add on something. He watched football, a very good football analyst. Ndidi, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Ndidi was Ndidi. He was perfect.
Mm.
Do you know Leicester bought Ndidi because of Kante, to replace Kante when Kante left to Chelsea?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need him in the team. To be honest with you, I don't want to be biased. If we want to qualify for this World Cup, we need guys with zeal, who has the legs to run, marking, attack, push forward. We can't be playing Rwanda and we are struggling. The game we played in Kigali. Believe me, I was asking myself, are we playing Brazil? Because the guys were pressured, as in the pressure was too much. But one other thing I want to chip in is African football. We need to upgrade ourselves. If you watch that game in Kigali, we scored a goal and they cancelled that goal, and that was a clean goal. I think Ajayi scored that goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one we played in Uyo, it was a very bad game. We lost, and most analysts have said because we have qualified and we play with like some new guys. No, it's not an excuse. We are playing at home, for God's sake. Against Rwanda. You can't lose at home against Rwanda. You said Olaina left the team, Lukman left the team, and we just lost. No, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The only team I'm scared of now, and we're going away, is South Africa. We need to be very, very, very.
I'm not scared of them.
No, we have to, because how we will beat them at home.
The team I'm scared of. The team I'm scared of is the away game against Lesotho.
Okay.
That's the team. I think that I've studied them. That's why I was thinking that South Africa might not even be able to beat them next month. But let me just allow.
Let me just say this. Olajuwon have said it all. And if you could remember very well, I said this thing before filling the match and this thing that We don't need Ndidi in that team. Is a tired. If you notice, they can't even turn anymore. If he turn like this, it's going to be something else. Ndidi is already weak. The leg is already weak. So we need somebody like Oyenka or Oyedika. He's a very rugged defensive midfielder. We need two people like that, like Oyedika. Then we can push this guy to the front. What's his name? What's this guy's name? Alex Iwobi.
Okay.
So yeah, those are people we need that can do the dirty job. And if we think Nigeria was going to beat them, that is on paper. Football is different now. It's on the pitch. A level jam, a level. You do the judgment on the pitch. And the game against Rwanda, the last game against Rwanda, the Nations Cup qualifier, Eguavon messed up because he was supposed to use that game to like try another method and try some player, not just you use the same method, the same old player. You just do whatever you can't get a result, and they've already know Eguavon pattern. Eguavon is only one pattern. Take the ball to the flank, cross it. Take it to the flank, cross it. And the same thing, he did it in Nations Cup Cameroon 2001. If you remember, the moment the Tunisia people they marked down the flank, Simon cannot cross the ball. We are out. We are out. So I think this guy can do better if he can find it. We just have like two pattern. Two pattern of playing. So I think we are good to go.
For me, and I will say something now quickly. It's just not being malicious about the Eguavon, because any comment I make about the Eguavon here, I think that is out of malice or it's out of I don't like her. See, it's because of what we can see. I will not mention the player now. When they went to meet all these players now, and one of the players was talking to his very good friend. Say, this guy's a big buko. Talking about Eric. They say, he better pass. See, the guy that was coaching them before, that one could just sit down somewhere and say, nothing the day, no game plan, nothing. Say no idea in game, nothing. You just the day they control, say block down, put body down, run now, all those type of
boy, put body la.
All those type of. So say this guy, Sabi, at least say he's really expecting a lot, from him based on the conversation that she was had. So in my opinion, I just think that Eguavon should not lay any claim to this job at all. All those trying to people saying that okay, they want Chile to not to qualify so Eguavon can take over. I don't know. No Eguavon will allow anybody to come to Super Eagles camp now without any restriction. But go and try and with Chile. So my issue basically is that I just think that Eguavon should look for a way to just end it. For example, now Rwanda are looking for a coach. They did not even
apply there.
Yes, you should go and apply there.
Eguavon is comfortable in that position because he has some people backing him, and maybe he's paying tight to some people.
Sorry, I think it's FIFA paying him in the role he is now.
FIFA paying him.
Okay, there's one thing I want to ask you. Before you get that position, there will be a way for you to get that position.
No,
I don't know if you understand me. That will be a way in you getting it. And before, the people that push Eguavon to that place will be some set of people that they are taking a kickback from Eguavon.
Eguavon wasn't their first choice. It was Olofinjana that was their first choice. But the problem was that when person goes to school, Olofinjana, I knew him when he was in Lautech.
Yes,
I know when he was in Lautech.
I think he studied chemistry or engineering.
Chemical engineering
in Lautech. He played Nuga games. I saw him play Nuga games. Wow. So see, if that day when I saw him they play, that day I know say this one go far, my brother. When you see talent, you go know. When you see, he was in university. The way he controlled the midfield, you go think it's Patrick Vieira. It was this about Patrick Vieira. So you will know directly that he wanted the job. He was so educated to how can you come and give him the job? You don't have any goal for me. What is the target for me? What do you want me to do? The people I want to give the job don't even know the description of the job.
I saw the podcast he did. He said everything. He told them that, okay, you want me to do this? What do you have already? What preparation? He said these people, they were just.
Is he on YouTube?
You're on YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, I'm on YouTube.
Because he explained it.
What was the podcast? From which page, please?
I will try and say.
I think it's from Obi. I think it's Obi1. That is Mikel Obi.
No. I will try to invited him, but no.
I don't know. I don't. I can't remember.
No.
It's on YouTube.
I go find him. I'll find him for you.
Okay.
If you
then you will get to know that this guy knows what he's saying. Okay, fine. If all of you don't think, why don't you push Olise there? Because
I'm telling you.
No,
I'm telling you.
Let's try something else. A Guavo has been there for no, we don't need a Guavo.
No, we don't need all this Olise. No.
Oh,
What Olise was good during his time.
No,
it was very good.
The issue with Olise is this. Olise is too strict.
You see, there are limits to all these things. If you are over strict, it affects everything now. Imagine you are too strict with your child. The way you'll be too scared of you, and you might even misbehave. You understand?
Yeah.
So there are levels to everything. You either just pamper with one left hand and scold with another right hand. But Olise is too hard in a way. I don't know. He might dismantle that team and just
Yeah. Before we wrap it up, I just want to talk about this Uche Santos. When he signed for Getafe, the guy that scouted him said that in 4 years' time, I scouted Rodri. He mentioned one other player too. No, I scouted. There's one guy called Ruiz in PSG. You know that guy that used to left. Yeah. Brian Ruiz. Yes, he said he scouted those two players. He said, "Don't worry. In a few years' time, you will ask me about Santos Uche." So it's like I just think that if he deserves to be there, let him be there. And guys, I just want to say this thing. Being a good footballer is different from being a good administrator. You need to educate yourself more. Let me tell you something. Olise is easily triggered. He go, the way he went after Mikel. Can you see the way he went after Mikel? He go blast you on the spot too. And he go talk, say, look, they chop your job. He go. That is that type of person. Olivier is still corporate guy. We still discuss with you. We still cool-headed. But he don't get it, He go blast you.
Now, right from beginning, even the way he did team. Now, so he said they they take no sense.
Let's even forget Yama for person like Mikel Obi. The way he has been, you will never think any coach will have issues with him.
The Yama owner. If you heard the true story,
Yeah, you've mentioned it on here, but as for Mikel, if over 10 coaches can work with him in Chelsea without having issues with him, I think then Olise is the one that has problems.
The problem was there's one boy called Paul Onobi. The boy, just like the way they were editing what Papa Daniel like this, the boy was similar to Papa Daniel, like that. So he went to go and play on this rubber pitch. Mikel cannot play on the rubber pitch. He don't take him since. Say Tessin Malum there was a rubber pitch. No, it was rubber pitch. It was a rubber pitch before. There was a game they wanted to go and play there. Was it against Sierra Leone? Mikel did not want to come because of that rubber pitch. Say because of injury and everything. He wants to play on the grass. So when I think that against Swaziland or so, that did not really go down well with Sunday Olise. And the issue is this, these 94 sets, they have this inner bias. I can lie to you. When they see a player, they make waves. They think that we want to be bigger than us. That was the problem that Victor Osimhen was having. It's not about all these things. It's about it. It was the paper first.
Yes.
No, I wanted to teach him how to go goals.
Yes.
How many
because this thing you mentioned now, The goal Ikpeba was criticizing Mikel for Oseme for in that Ghana match. There's no way, there's nothing else at that spot.
There's
If
something exceptional.
if he tries to control it and score in normal way, they will collect the ball. There's no chance for all those. So the
This,
best he can do at that point is to, you know,
yeah,
do that scissors kick.
yeah,
Mr. Smith,
yeah.
this news going on regarding Chukwuemeka and the Ugochukwu, how true is it?
Ogojukwu is not true yet, but the issue is this: it's gonna be true. Chukwuemeka own is almost you know, that one is almost this thing. Yeah.
But why about this boy in Empoli, Ajorin, or what is his name?
Is currently injured.
Okay.
What about Murphy?
All I just pray and
Murphy's
all
back.
I just want
Murphy.
is
But it's not in the list.
Eh?
It's not in the list.
Murphy.
Who?
Look at
Murphy. Okay, but
all I
Akpom
just
didn't
want
make
is
the list.
we should just win the first two games. This Rwanda and the second game, Zimbabwe. We should just get the first 6 points. Then
we will win them.
We will win
We
them.
will win Rwanda and Zimbabwe. I have that hope. I have that faith. We will beat them.
So guys, for you all to like, it's already 1 hour 30 minutes, guys. You know, but you know, when I talk with you guys, it's like 5 minutes, you know, because of the conversations and everything, you know. And thank you, Ola. The comedy normally out of these things.
But I thought you were going to stay till 11 today,
No,
last day you won't carry Madam self come out, but no one.
It's a lot of it now. So Ola,
every day is Valentine. I don't know why people are taking Valentine seriously. Every day is Valentine.
Every day is Valentine.
Woman don't sabi that one, no.
It's different. So
thank you, boss.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Kelvin, thank you for joining.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And Kola too, thank you for joining. Kola will still go to talk maybe probably tomorrow. Thank you
okay.
So we have something to talk about. So so thank you guys for joining. And I want to appreciate all of you for always being there, find time to actually come this Friday, whatever Friday night. Some people are meant to join this live, like Monsor Ogunbade. He's meant to join, but he didn't join. He's with Madame somewhere. So thank you guys for joining. Lukman B, I thank you for always being there. Anthony Adi, thank you for being there. Odunayo Mobalagi, that's my man. Thank you for being there. Haidotu Maoga, thank you for always being there. You know, I want to appreciate all of you. So you guys can still watch this video, but I have to leave now. So if there's any updates about the Benin Republic Rwanda game, Benin Republic South African game, I will update you guys. Promise you that we are investigating. We want to know what is really happening. I remain your host, Mitlayi. Enjoy your Valentine, and you know, I wish you a very lovely weekend. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you.